David, how are you today?
I am still awake. I got in yesterday from the UK and had about 3 hours sleep. So I'm hoping to keep going. But yeah, I mean, obviously great to be here. To see the festival grow as well and be back into the BT62, you know, can't complain, can I?
Yeah, certainly looks like great fun out there. Yeah. The car itself as well that you're about to go and drive in. Do you just want to talk us through what you've learned about it?
That's the car that won at Brands Hatch, which I drove with a guy called Will Powell. So it was the first ever race and we won it. And that one also did the Bathurst run, which I didn't do, but Luke Youlden did. So, and we did all the testing in that car as well. So I know the car well. I just hadn't driven it for 3 years.
Le Mans as well. You won there in 2009. What was that experience like?
Amazing. You know what I mean? 2007 and 8, I won with Aston Martin in the GT1 category, and then to win it overall, which I never, at that point in my career, I never thought I'd get another opportunity, and then it came up, and when I went to my very first test with Peugeot at Barcelona, we were doing a 30-hour test, and I first drove down the pits and felt the diesel torque and power. And I just had a grin. By the time I got to the first corner, I said in my head, I could win Le Mans with this thing. And we did. So it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Really well done. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
Your Formula One career as well. How'd you see that playing out? And what advice did your dad give you as well from back in the day, of course, being a 3-time Formula One champion himself?
To be fair, I mean, obviously he was a wealth of knowledge. He wasn't a talker, he was a listener. But when he did say something, it really meant something, if you know what I mean. So I think the biggest thing for him, it was, there's the steering wheel. You're going to have to learn yourself. But the thing was big into also was the mental side of the game, which I learned a lot here in Adelaide in '87 in the Formula 2 race, because I came from last to first in 15 laps in the F2 race, won the Australian Gold Star, but a lot of that came from an argument with my father, and I was so pissed off, so angry. I just jumped in that car, just took myself to a whole new place mentally, which I never knew existed, and I drove at a level I never knew existed. So it was a beautiful gift in many ways, but it taught me a lot about the psychology of the sport, which is, it's key to it. Yeah.
From there on out, was that your mentality every time you jumped into the car?
There's certain circumstances that will fuel something like that pretty easily. I found I drove better if I had an extra motivation as well as winning. If something kind of got under my skin a bit, sometimes I'd actually search for it to get me to that state. And it was all about, for me, it was all about being, as consistently on it as much as I could, but also grow as a person and get better at it. And I suppose I got to a level where I could drive like I did here, but I didn't need to get pissed off.
And 94 as well, that crash, I mean, it's famous now, obviously, between Hill and Schumacher. You saw it in real time. Do you just want to describe?
Well, I saw half of it, yeah. I mean, I came around the corner, I saw Michael Schumacher's car, sort of at an angle, a 45-degree angle in the air, and then came down. And then as I went round the right and headed down to the next left, Damon was crawling along, and you could see the bent suspension, so you knew he was done. So for me, that was a pretty significant moment. It decided the World Championship, and I knew that when I was driving. I saw it, I thought, well, that's the World Championship done. But also I was thinking, well, that's 2 more cars out. Yeah, that'll move me up a couple of places.
Did you think you were in for a win when that happened?
Oh, no, not with the Simtech that year. I mean, it was a nice small team, very little money, and we were fighting at the back of the grid. That's as fast as the thing would go. So we were just hoping to finish and hopefully pick up points, which never happened. But in today's world, it would have done, because I did finish 10th. In my first race, I think, for Simtech, we finished the race, which was a milestone in itself with a brand new team to actually finish. Now it's so common to finish races. Back then it wasn't, so it was an achievement.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
No problem. Cheers.